of the full moon remains unchanged, and the Chinese custom of eating mooncake and longing for reunion during the Mid-Autumn Festival will never fade away. The 15th day of the 8th lunar month is a Mid-Autumn Festival, a celebration that focuses on the moon. Enjoying the beauty of the full moon on this day has been a long-standing traditional Chinese custom for centuries. The Western Lake Three Pools mirroring the moon in Hangzhou, East China's Zhejiang province, is a great spot to appreciate the full moon. There are 3 hollow stone towers in the center of the Western Lake. On the night of Mid-Autumn Festival, the lights in the tower reflects 15 moons across the surface of the water around the towers. The true moon and its reflected counterpart. Due to the different style symbolizing reunion, the roundness of the full moon expresses people's desire for a wholesome, happy family. Eating mooncakes is an important custom during the Mid-Autumn Festival. Due to the different diet habits in different regions, mooncakes vary in taste. Traditional flavors include fillings of 5 kernel, egg yolk, jujube paste, and bean paste. Now, there are new flavors like ice cream and durian. Although the taste of mooncake is changing, the symbolic meaning of the full moon remains unchanged, and the Chinese custom of eating mooncake and longing for reunion during the Mid-Autumn Festival will never fade away. The 15th day of the 8th lunar month is a Mid-Autumn Festival, a celebration that focuses on the moon. Enjoying the beauty of the full moon on this day has been a long-standing traditional Chinese custom for centuries. The Western Lake Three Pools mirroring the moon in Hangzhou, East China's Zhejiang province, is a great spot to appreciate the full moon. There are 3 hollow stone towers in the center of the Western Lake. On the night of Mid-Autumn Festival, the lights in the tower reflects 15 moons across the surface of the water around the towers. The true moon and its reflected counterparts are difficult to distinguish, giving rise to the name Three Pools mirroring the moon. The Chinese loved the moon of the Mid-Autumn Festival so much, and even printed the picture of the 3 pools mirroring the moon on the back of 1 yuan note. According to the legend, in ancient times, there were 10 suns in the sky simultaneously, and the strong exposure and extremely hot temperature made people's lives a misery. A hero named Hou Yi came along, shot down 9 suns, and saved the world. To reward his bravery, the Queen Mother gave him an elixir as a reward. Chang'e, Hou Yi's wife, drank the elixir by accident and became immortal. Since immortals cannot remain in a mortal realm, she had to leave the earth, ascended to the moon, and could only watch the human world from afar. China's Chang'e Moon Exploration Project is named after this story. On January 3, 2019, Chang'e's detector number 4 successfully landed on the moon, returning the world's first close-range image of the dark side of the moon. Aside from Spring Festival, the Mid-Autumn Festival is the most important festival symbolizing reunion. The roundness of the full moon expresses people's desire for a wholesome, happy family. Eating mooncakes is an important custom during the Mid-Autumn Festival. Due to the different diet habits in different regions, mooncakes vary in taste. Traditional flavors include fillings of 5 kernel, egg yolk, jujube paste, and bean paste. Now, there are new flavors like ice cream and durian. Although the taste of mooncake is changing, the symbolic meaning of the full moon remains unchanged, and the Chinese custom of eating mooncake and longing for reunion during the Mid-Autumn Festival will never fade away. The 15th day of the 8th lunar month is a Mid-Autumn Festival, a celebration that focuses on the moon. Enjoying the beauty of the full moon on this day has been a long-standing tradition Chinese custom for centuries. The Western Lake Three Pools mirroring the moon in Hangzhou, East China's Zhejiang province, is a great spot to appreciate the full moon. There are 3 hollow stone towers in the center of the Western Lake. On the night of Mid-Autumn Festival, the lights in the tower reflects 15 moons across the surface of the water around the towers. The true moon and its reflected counterparts are difficult to distinguish, giving rise to the name Three Pools mirroring the moon. The Chinese loved the moon of the Mid-Autumn Festival so much, and even printed the picture of the 3 pools mirroring the moon on the back of 1 yuan note. According to the legend, in ancient times, there were 10 suns in the sky simultaneously, and the strong exposure and extremely hot temperature made people's lives a misery. A hero named Hou Yi came along, shot down 9 suns, and saved the world. To reward his bravery, the Queen Mother gave him an elixir as a reward. Chang'e, Hou Yi's wife, drank the elixir by accident and became immortal. Since immortals cannot remain in a mortal realm, she had to leave the earth, ascended to the moon, and could only watch the human world from afar. China's Chang'e Moon Exploration Project is named after this story. On January 3, 2019, Chang'e's detector number 4 successfully landed on the moon, returning the world's first close-range image of the dark side of the moon. Aside from Spring Festival, the Mid-Autumn Festival is the most important festival symbolizing reunion. The roundness of the full moon expresses people's desire for a wholesome, happy family. Eating mooncakes is an important custom during the Mid-Autumn Festival. Due to the different diet habits in different regions, mooncakes vary in taste. Traditional flavors include fillings of 5 kernel, egg yolk, jujube paste, and bean paste. Now, there are new flavors like ice cream and durian. Although the taste of mooncake is changing, the symbolic meaning of the full moon remains unchanged. And the Chinese custom of eating mooncake and longing for reunion during the Mid-Autumn Festival will never fade away. The 15th day of the 8th lunar month is a Mid-Autumn Festival, a celebration that focuses on the moon. Enjoying the beauty of the full moon on this day has been a long-standing tradition Chinese custom for centuries. The Western Lake Three Pools mirroring the moon in Hangzhou, East China's Zhejiang province, is a great spot to appreciate the full moon. There are 3 hollow stone towers in the center of the Western Lake. On the night of Mid-Autumn Festival, the lights in the tower reflects 15 moons across the surface of the water around the towers. The true moon and its reflected counterparts are difficult to distinguish, giving rise to the name Three Pools mirroring the moon. The Chinese loved the moon of the Mid-Autumn Festival so much, and even printed the picture of the 3 pools mirroring the moon on the back of 1 yuan note. According to the legend, in ancient times, there were 10 suns in the sky simultaneously, and the strong exposure and extremely hot temperature made people's lives a misery. A hero named Hou Yi came along, shot down 9 suns, and saved the world. To reward his bravery, the Queen Mother gave him an elixir as a reward. Chang'e, Hou Yi's wife, drank the elixir by accident and became immortal. Since immortals cannot remain in a mortal realm, she had to leave the earth, ascended to the moon, and could only watch the human world from afar. China's Chang'e Moon Exploration Project is named after this story. On January 3, 2019, Chang'e's detector number 4 successfully landed on the moon, returning the world's first close-range image of the dark side of the moon. Aside from Spring Festival, the Mid-Autumn Festival is the most important festival symbolizing reunion. The roundness of the full moon expresses people's desire for a wholesome, happy family. Eating mooncakes is an important custom during the Mid-Autumn Festival. Due to the different diet habits in different regions, mooncakes vary in taste. Traditional flavors include fillings of 5-kernel, egg yolk, jujube paste, and bean paste. Now, there are new flavors like ice cream and durian. Although the taste of mooncake is changing, the symbolic meaning of the full moon remains unchanged. And the Chinese custom of eating mooncake and longing for reunion during the Mid-Autumn Festival will never fade away.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to China Daily App's Mid-Autumn Festival Special, Time to Bond, coming to you live from Beijing. The Mid-Autumn Festival is one of the most significant traditional Chinese festivals. It's also a time for family reunion. But not everyone has the chance to be with loved ones. So 4 days ahead of the festival, falling on September 21st this year, we're going to connect with people around the world to find out how they observe this traditional holiday. We will hear from guests based in France, South Africa, South Korea, Argentina, and the United States. While these people have different backgrounds, occupations, and expectations for the festival, they share one key thing in common. All of them have a deep and abiding respect for the traditional Chinese values represented by the Mid-Autumn Festival, namely love for and devotion to family. You can watch this special live show on China Daily website, China Daily app, Facebook, Twitter, Weibo, Douyin, Kuaishou, Bilibili, and WeChat. We will be having conversations in English and Chinese as needed during the show. If you are observing the holiday away from home, don't worry, we'll be together with you. Now let's move on to the first leg of the show, France. Mid-Autumn Festival has grown in global popularity in recent years. Let's head on over to the China Cultural Center in Paris to see how the festival has mingled with the local life in France. Before we get started, let's watch a short video about the center.
巴黎中国文化中心坐落于塞纳河旁，毗邻埃菲尔铁塔，这里就是我们的正门了。文化中心有2栋楼，现在我们所在的位置是新楼。楼下有一个多功能厅，很多演出和电影放映活动就在那里举行。楼上是教室，还有一个小展厅，举办小型的展览。这里呢是我们中心的中式庭院，有很多中国的竹子，还有一个美好的亭子和一个很可爱的熊猫雕塑。在那边呢是孔子和老子的雕塑。我想孔子和老子你们都知道是谁吧？是中国历史很著名的哲学家和思想家。到那边呢是我们中心的老楼。我很喜欢我们中心的大气的楼梯，上去看看。 是一栋历史非常悠久的一个法式古典建筑。我们现在看到的是站厅，楼上还有办公区域。今天的导览就先到这里，本日期结束，欢迎来到文化中心参观。
A very nice tour indeed, and the tour guide speaks very good Chinese. She's our first guest speaker. 短片中为我们做导览的小姐姐苏菲就是我们正在连线的采访嘉宾。由于苏菲的中文非常流利，所以接下来跟她的采访我会主要用中文来进行。苏菲你好，欢迎来到我们中国日报中秋特别节目的直播间。现在是北京时间晚上8点25分，请问巴黎的时间是几点呢？
现在是巴黎时间下午2点。
好的，刚才的导览非常的精彩，能不能向观众简单的介绍一下自己？
观众朋友们，大家好，我叫苏菲，是巴黎音乐学院的学生，今年上大一，我学的钢琴专业。我从小在巴黎中国文化中心跟随我的妈妈学习琵琶，我妈妈是中国著名琵琶表演艺术家王伟平，也是巴黎中国文化中心琵琶班的老师。通过学习音乐，我了解了很多中国文化知识，也参加过很多文化交流活动。主持人。
好的，您中文说得非常好，那能否透露一下学习中文的方法呢？
我妈妈是中国人，从小我就开始学习中文了，在家基本上都跟妈妈讲中文。我也很喜欢看中国的电视剧，所以也会跟着一起唱里面的歌曲，也看字幕。在巴黎中国文化中心，我除了学习音乐，也通过学习古诗词、学唱中文歌的方法，不断练习中文。虽然比起法语和英语来，中文非常难学，但是我有信心，也会继续努力把它学好。主持人。
好棒！其实学习语言和学习音乐一样，都是熟能生巧。那么在巴黎中国文化中心学习的这段时间，有没有一些比较难忘的经历呢？
那可太多了。作为中心学员，我经常参加中秋节啊、新年晚会及每年的汇报演出音乐会。我有2个很难忘的经历，第一个是在2014年，我曾经代表法国儿童参加陕西省丝绸之路音乐艺术节，跟我的妈妈和其他法国音乐家同台演出。第2个经历呢，就是在2020年，在疫情期间，文化中心和中国歌剧舞剧院联合举办了一场音乐会。琵琶班、二胡班和古筝班的师生们与国内艺术家同台献艺，演出也非常的精彩。主持人。
那巴黎中国文化中心真的是卧虎藏龙啊！那说到中秋节，您从小接触中国的传统文化，对于中秋节有没有一些特殊的记忆？
说到中秋节，我首先想起来的是一次弹唱《但愿人长久》的经历。上次我参加中心中文歌曲比赛，获得了1等奖。我自己把中文翻译成法文，这样子能更加的深刻理解歌词的意思。因为在网上找到的不太准确。主持人。
那说到这里，我相信不仅是我，正在观看直播的观众朋友们都想看演出了。苏菲也提供了这段演出视频，请我们的导播老师播放一下。
把酒问青天。
非常精彩，可以用仙乐飘飘4个字来形容了。那么您弹琵琶已经弹得很好了，但是您刚才说在大学学习的是钢琴专业，这是2种完全不同的乐器，那您为什么会做这样的选择呢？
我从小是跟我妈妈学习琵琶和钢琴，然后我是5、6岁就进到了法国的音乐学院，可是那里没有琵琶相关的课程，所以我只能去文化中心学琵琶。我选择了继续学习2件乐器，因为我发现它们2个可以互相借鉴，也会让我的音乐演奏变得更加丰富，而且我可以同一首乐曲，比如说《春江花月夜》，可以在琵琶上弹，也可以在钢琴上弹。然后我的法国同学和老师们都很高兴，也感到惊讶，他们觉得中国的音乐非常美，也很走心，所以我很高兴能选择2个乐器。主持人。
那希望有朝一日能够在现场听您用2种乐器来演奏《春江花月夜》。那您刚才说经常参加巴黎中国文化中心中秋节的演出，那么今年的中秋节文化中心有哪些精彩演出呢？能否跟我们剧透一下？
每逢中国传统节日，中心都会举办各种文化活动。今年中秋节，文化中心将举办2021中法中秋线上音乐会。音乐会的主题是月亮、团圆和友谊，将演出10首中西经典代表作品和创作作品。主持人。
那么请问这个音乐会的播出时间是？
时间是9月20日晚上8点，北京时间，可以在中心官网进行观看。
好的，感谢苏菲。那么在这里我也为本场的音乐会带货一波啊，因为中国日报网也将全程播出。除了中国日报网以外，你也可以登录巴黎中国文化中心官网、B 站或者中国文化网进行观看。9月20日北京时间晚上8点，走过路过千万不要错过。从我们刚才的采访可以得知，巴黎中国文化中心有很多精彩的活动。那么从您个人的角度出发，文化中心有什么独特的地方呢？
因为我妈妈是中国人，爸爸是法国人，有很多孩子跟我一样，在接受国外本地文化教育的同时，家长都希望能够让孩子尽量接受中国文化教育。刚才我也提到了，我妈妈是中国著名琵琶演奏家，她不仅从小教我中国传统音乐，而且在文化中心培养其他学生，也都是为了能够传承中国传统文化。巴黎中国文化中心就是最好的平台，在这里你能找到最好的老师，听讲座啊，看展览、看演出等等。来到这里，你就会爱上中国文化。主持人。
好的，感谢苏菲，也感谢巴黎中国文化中心的老师们和工作人员为传播中国文化做出的努力。那在采访的最后，能否为全球观众来送上中秋祝福
I wish everybody a very happy Mid-Autumn Festival, une très joyeuse fête de la Lune à tous. 祝大家中秋节快乐，阖家幸福。
谢谢苏菲，也祝您和家人中秋快乐，再见。
谢谢，再见。
That was our live interview with Sophie, a student at the China Cultural Center in Paris. We can see how young people like her, who come from families with a Chinese background, are looking to connect with their Chinese cultural roots and bridge cultural differences. Her experience also reflects the charm of traditional Chinese culture and how it has brought people closer to art and music too. Our next stop takes us to South Africa. We're going to talk with a Chinese manager who has been working there for years. But first, let's take a look at this short video. Welcome back to China Daily App's May-Autumn Festival Special, Time to Bond. You can watch us on China Daily website, China Daily app, Facebook, Twitter, Weibo, and other social media platforms. It's 8:38 p.m. Beijing time. We're coming to you live from Beijing and talking with Zhao Mingming, a Chinese manager who has been working in South Africa for years. As requested by our guest, we're going to speak a little Chinese now. 赵先生您好，我是中国日报主持人宋楠，欢迎来到我们的节目。首先，请您跟观众打个招呼，并简单做一个自我介绍。
主持人好，观众朋友们大家好，我是一名央企员工赵明明，在南非开普敦待了快10年了。2012年初，我随龙源电力团队去南非从事项目投标。每年呢，我都会趁节假日休假回国探亲。自去年3月南非出现第一例新冠病例，我已经2年没有回国了。这一次中秋也因航班熔断呢，错过与父母的团圆。主持人，
非常不容易。那刚才您提到，这是您第2年因为疫情滞留南非，无法回国过节，是吗？那么今年在南非那边，身边的同事和朋友会怎么过节呢？
今年呀，很遗憾，不能像直播间的朋友们一样在国内过节了。来这儿呢，快10年了，我印象中也就只有1到2次吧，是在国内过的中秋，其余时候都是在南非过的。这边呀，过节的氛围淡，身边的亲朋好友也少，当地节日物品不是很丰富。渐渐的呢，也就没有了过节的动力。疫情前呢，公司每年都会组织员工中秋聚餐，缓解大家的思乡之情。自去年疫情爆发以来啊，聚会就取消了，节日的气氛也就更感受不到了。南非回国的航班自6月中旬啊，已经熔断快3个月了。虽然航班呢9月15号恢复了，但是啊，我预定的是9月22号的航班啊，只有我这个航班呢再一次取消啊，上一个和下一个航班呢都是正常恢复的。按照回国的防疫规定啊，除了出具新冠阴性的双检测报告以外，本人呢还需于登机前的21天居家隔离，接着登机前5天呢，前往约翰内斯堡指定酒店进行5天4晚的集中隔离。目前看来呢，中秋节啊只能是再一次在南非度过。由于疫情呢不便出门，在家透过窗户看看天上的明月，遥祝国内的亲朋好友，不能陪父母好好过一个中秋了。幸运的是呢，我的妻子和女儿目前都在南非，有了他们的陪伴呀，这个中秋也算圆满了些。主持人，
好的，感谢您的分享。那么，针对南非的疫情防控状况，您在工作和生活中是如何应对的呢？
我个人呢，确实也没想到南非疫情会持续这么长的时间。目前南非仍然是处于国家灾难状态和2级封锁的限制。严格意义上来说呀，对我的影响不是很大。你比如说，宵禁呢，从每晚的11点到次日凌晨的4点，基本上这个时间我本来也都在家。当然，室内室外聚会也有人数的限制，但是我基本上不出门，所以呢也没有啥大的影响。不过具体到吃穿用上嘛，还是有点不一样。按理来说，像国内一样，网购基本能解决一切需求，但是这边网购不是很发达，很多物资还采购不来，所以生活还得2点一线，在家和超市中往返。当然了，安全还是第一位的，没有特殊情况就不出门了每次去超市呢，一般采购1家3口2周左右的物品，毕竟还是要尽量减少外出的频率。工作上嘛，就是居家远程办公已经这个1年半时间了吧，一直是在家办公。我的工作主要是负责项目的协调工作对象呢一半是当地员工，一半是国内同事，所以在不见面的情况下呀，远程视频就不如当面沟通来的理想。往往一个很小的问题就得来回对上好几遍有时候我还想，还不如我当初来南非的时候在这个陌生的语言环境中用手比划着交流方便，毕竟封锁还是拉远了人与人之间的交流。其实我还负责衔接我们公司在当地的公益项目，比如说我们公司之前出资500万兰特采购了一辆医疗大巴车，免费给当地人做健康检查。后来疫情爆发之后，这辆大巴车就无偿借调给地方政府和卫生部门，协助对当地的社区民众进行核酸的筛查。8月初的时候医疗大巴车又开始协助给社区民众打疫苗。渐渐的时间长了呢，当地人也特别愿意主动找我们聊天。此前我们还特意请了南非孔子学院的老师给当地的孩子教唱茉莉花，我这还有他们学唱歌的视频，大家可以看一看。主持人，
好的，很高兴看到中国民乐能够在海外进行传播。那么就请我们的导播老师来播放一下这个视频片段。
Come sing 1, 2, 3. How you tameli di mori How you tameli di mori Ben family manjia Yong cha yong ban ren ren kwa 让我来在你山上送黑白人家，茉莉花呀茉莉花，一起早茶。
好的，那么我们期望疫情能够尽快好转，两国人民能够有更多的机会实现面对面的交流。最后有没有什么话想借着中国日报这个平台向您国内的家人朋友或者是南非朋友来诉说呢？
在国外啊，待的时间越长啊，我就能越深刻的体会到这个“独在异乡为异客，每逢佳节倍思亲”这句古诗里的辛酸。最初啊，在南非的几年还是我一个人，爱人呢也在国内。这边老外们过圣诞节吧，我一个人就爬山跑步啊，市中心的狮头山呢，不知不觉已经爬了上百遍了。家门口运河的小路呢，也不知道已经跑了几千公里了。在国内啊，基本上也没有这种感受，因为每次过节啊，我一定是从工作所在地北京啊回山东老家呢陪父母。这里想对自己的父母说吧，希望接下来的每个中秋啊，儿子都能陪在你二老身边。还是另外呢，想对南非的朋友们说呀。遥想10年前初次到这儿，人生地不熟，语言也不流畅，但是呢，你们总是耐心的听我说，有时候和你们沟通啊，都是彼此笑笑结束，可能都没有听懂对方的话，但是呢，笑就是最好的沟通。我们渴望了解彼此，现如今也做到了。感谢你们的友好、善意和工作上给予我最大的支持和配合，你们的热情和笑脸，我会一直铭记在心里，也很荣幸能够与你们一路同行。这10年来的相互帮助，有了家人的感觉。希望你们啊一直笑下去，助力更多的中国人来非洲工作，也欢迎你们啊能来中国。疫情之下呀，大家多多保重。主持人。
好的，感谢赵先生，也祝您中秋快乐，阖家幸福。再次感谢您接受我们的采访，再见，祝您旅途顺利。
再见。
That's all from South Africa. This interview has really given us a personal look into the pandemic situation in South Africa. Due to the pandemic, once Mr. Zhao returns to China, he will probably be leaving South Africa for good, with little chance of being back in the near future. Farewells are never easy. As we say goodbye to him, let's say hello to someone new, a student in South Korea. Check out this short video and we will be back soon. Welcome back to China Daily App's Mid-Autumn Festival special, Time to Bond. You can watch us on China Daily website, China Daily app, Facebook, Twitter, Weibo, and other social media platforms. It's 8:48 p.m. Beijing time. We're coming to you live from Beijing and speaking with Ma Yingling in Seoul, who is a postgraduate student at Korea University. She went to South Korea almost 3 years ago, but hasn't been home for 2 years due to the pandemic. As requested by our guest, we're going to speak a little Chinese now. 你好，英玲，请先和观众朋友们打个招呼，并介绍一下自己。
好的，大家好，我叫马英玲，然后是在韩国的一名中国留学生，现就读于高丽大学研究生2年级，然后专业是考古艺术史，研究方向是陶瓷艺术史。我来韩国大概有3年了，然后非常高兴能参加本次的直播。
谢谢英玲。那么，相信你在韩国留学期间，也对这个国家有了更加深刻的认识和了解。现在，请你用一个词来形容韩国，你首先想到的是什么呢？
我觉得是交融吧，传统与现代的交融。举个例子呢，就是在韩国的话，比如说韩国首尔的街头吧，随处都可以感受到科技啊，然后以及现代的气息。然后比如首尔的大部分公共场所都覆盖了那种免费的无线网络，人们也可以就是随时的了解交通啊、天气啊、文化呀、信息之类的。另一方面呢，感觉首尔就是非常的重视对传统建筑啊和文化遗址的保护，因为我自己是学这个方向的嘛，所以对这方面比较留意了一些。然后像市中心的那个朝鲜王朝5大宫殿，也算是真的是经历了战火和风雨的洗礼吧，然后依然就是保留着。然后还有一些窑址啊什么的，然后韩国这边的话就直接把这些窑址都把它就是保存了下来之后，把那个地方整个都变成了步行街的那种感觉。然后所以就从这些方面吧，就能感觉到韩国非常重视传统文化的保护以及传承。主持人。
好的，谢谢分享。我想这也是你选择赴韩国留学的原因。现代与传统交融，赋予了首尔这座城市独特的魅力。那么，你周围的韩国朋友和同学对中国有什么印象呢？
他们觉得中国就是地大物博，然后说的再小一点，就是感觉好吃的很多。然后像很多韩国人的话，就非常喜欢那个就是红烧肉，然后还有红烧肉，还有一些什么广东的一些煲汤啊什么的，他们都非常喜欢。然后还有认为中国非常的就是他们对中国的这个高铁印象好像也是挺深刻的，觉得很快很舒服。然后还有一个就是疫情之前去的那些朋友，他们就会觉得就是中国的话，现在已经出门就是不用带钱包了，也不用带卡了，就直接就带手机就行了，他们就觉得很神奇。
好的，那么你的朋友想法非常的真实且有趣啊，也欢迎他们来中国旅行。另外，我也很好奇，你今年将会如何庆祝中秋节？那相比起在家里过节，有什么不一样的感受呢？
因为疫情吧，我也是很久就是没有回过国了。然后节日的话，基本上都是和朋友们一起过。然后因为大家课业也很忙嘛，所以都是借着那种节日，然后小聚一下，也有机会说说中文什么的。然后也一起吃一些就有点中国味道的食物。然后今天的话，就是像准备了月饼啊、饺子什么的。然后这次呢，是我第2次在国外就是过中秋节了。然后像以前的话，中秋节可能就是会和家里人一起吧。然后第1次没和家里人一起过的时候，也是挺难过的。然后但是现在我也就是习惯了吧，就觉得和我平常也没有什么区别，就是见见朋友呀什么的。 然后以前在家里的话呢，我经常就是和爸妈一起过中秋节，吃月饼，然后或者是出去吃一些好吃的东西。但是在这里的话，可能就是要自己做饭。不过还是挺开心的，就是在韩国有朋友，然后也能吃到月饼，吃到饺子什么的。主持人，
那么我看到你的朋友们正在包饺子是吧？请他们和观众朋友们打个招呼吧。
好的。
Hello，大家好。
Hello。那么你们今天是准备了什么馅儿的饺子呢？给我们展示一下吧。
我们今天是准备了
猪肉白菜馅儿的。
猪肉白菜馅儿的，
非常传统的一种馅儿啊。
对，
好的。那么英玲是北方人，所以以前在家里过中秋节的时候也会准备饺子吗？
对，中国北方的话是有很多家庭在中秋节的时候吃饺子的，因为除了月饼之外，饺子也有团圆的寓意嘛。
好的。那么看来留学生活不仅增进了你们的友谊，而且锻炼了你们的厨艺哈。那在异国他乡能够品尝到家一般的味道，也是一份值得珍藏的记忆。那么你毕业之后有什么打算呢？是回国发展，还是先在韩国就业呢？
我毕业之后目前打算是回国的，因为在韩国的话，他读博的周期会比较长嘛，然后看学长学姐什么的，大概都是用了5到10年的时间，5年的话就算是快的。然后，所以我现在是想回国读博的，但是目前还没有定下来，可能到底是读博呀，还是就业呀，我可能还要再考虑一段时间再做决定。主持人。
好的，谢谢英玲，希望你一切顺利。那么现在请英玲来简单的介绍一下韩国目前的疫情情况，以及首尔和你们学校的疫情管控措施有哪些？
韩国现在的话呢，就是日增2000左右的样子，然后首尔呢就是日增500-600。白天去饭店呀、咖啡厅等公共场所是不能超过4个人的，然后晚上呢就是不能超过2个人。然后随着这个接种人数，韩国这边疫苗接种人数的增多，然后现在不断有很多学校陆续的就开始线下授课了。之前1年都是线上授课嘛，现在很多学校已经恢复了这个线下授课了。以上就是了，主持人。
好的，谢谢英玲的介绍。那么其实韩国的疫情状况依旧是不容乐观啊，你们自己也要注意做好个人防护。最后有没有什么话想借着我们中国日报这个平台向你的家人朋友来诉说呢？
我就说一句，祝我的爸爸妈妈，然后哥哥嫂子中秋节快乐，然后身体健康，然后祝我自己吧，能够早日回国。
好的，谢谢英玲带给我们的分享。那么今天韩国嘉宾的连线到这里就结束了，希望英玲和朋友们度过一个愉快的中秋节，也祝你们学业顺利，心想事成。
好的，谢谢主持人，谢谢大家。
That's all from South Korea. Yingling is one of the tens of thousands of young Chinese studying overseas and spending the festival far from home. Like many other international students, she's trying to adapt to a new culture and lifestyle and also make new friends at the same time. What impressed me was what her South Korean friends thought about China, a modern society with high-speed trains and advanced technology. Let's move on to our next stop, Argentina. But first, take a look at this short video. back to China Daily App's Mid-Autumn Festival special, Time to Bond. You can watch us on China Daily website, China Daily app, Facebook, Twitter, Weibo, and other social media platforms. It's 9 p.m. Beijing time. We're coming to you live from Beijing and about to talk with Chen Haotian, who has been working in Argentina for years. Now let's get started. Good morning, Mr. Chen. I'm Sonan from China Daily. Welcome to our program. Would you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Sonan. Good to see you, and I'm very happy to join the talk. I'm Chen Haotian, an employee of China Machinery Engineering Corporation. We are presently working with Argentina Belgrano Freight Railway renovation project.
So we can see it's morning. So we can see it's morning for you, and you are out on the street. Are you heading to work?
Yes, it's about 10 a.m. here in Buenos Aires, and today is a work day. I'm on the way to our company's canteen, but I'm not heading there for breakfast or brunch. Since the pandemic broke out, we have been asked to work from home, and we are using our canteen to stock our company's epidemic prevention and medical packages. I'm heading there to fetch something for my new colleagues who will arrive tomorrow from China. Back to you, Songnan.
Well, good to know you and your colleagues have prevention materials. Please take care of yourselves. I heard that the name Buenos Aires can be translated as fair winds or good air in English. I saw that the weather seems good today. Could we take a virtual tour with you on your way to the canteen? And please give a brief introduction of the landmarks, if there are any, while you're working.
Sure. I'm now actually at the Madero port, or Puerto Madero in Spanish. It's a rather newly developed barrio in Buenos Aires CBD area. So you can see the buildings around me look very modern. The Madero port was a very important port for the city during the years 1890s. Where I'm standing now used to be a dock. And in front of me, you can see the river isolated from the Plata River.
Right.
So that the cargo ships could unload here. You can see several cranes used in the old days still stand here, which reminds us how busy the port was. Today, the port has totally transformed into a scenic spot, mingled with both historic and modern elements. On weekends, many local people flock to this place. Some are even from other barrios of the city. The port also attracts Argentina's domestic tourists. By the other side of the river, you may notice a French Renaissance-style building, the one that has a long antenna on the top. Its name is Libertarian Building, which houses the Ministry of Defense. Passers-by can see a retired tank placed in its courtyard. Those red buildings used to be warehouses, which also symbolize the Madero port's history. Now they are transformed into restaurants, university domes, cinemas, and other facilities. And I think it's worth mentioning the river I'm walking along. In Spanish, it's called Rio de la Plata, which means river of silver. Geographers argue that Rio de la Plata is not exactly a river, but an estuary. But in Argentina and Uruguay, it is commonly considered a river. To those who consider it a river, it is the widest river in the world, with a maximum width of about 220 kilometers. For others, it's the widest estuary in the world. You know, the Argentines have a passion for soccer. There is a professional soccer club that shares the name of the river. That is the widely known River Plate. It won Argentine Super Cup this March. The boat we see there now is the Corvette ARA Uruguay, one of the oldest ships in South America. It was built in 1874 and is the largest ship afloat of its age in the Argentine Navy. During its operational history from 1874 to 1926, ARA Woodway served as a gunboat, school ship, expedition support ship, Antarctic rescue ship, fisher base supply ship, and hydrographic survey vessel, and now is a museum in the port. Besides the boat, we are approaching now the famous bridge, Puente de la Mujer, which is known as Woman Bridge in English. It's one of the most famous landmarks in the neighborhood of Buenos Aires. The architect has described the design as a synthesis of the image of a couple dancing the tango. You can see it looks like a high heel shoe. And if you look a bit further across the Woman Bridge, there is a palace in rose color. That's the presidential palace, Casa Rosada, the Rose House. The president always goes to work in a helicopter. Now I'm almost arriving at our company's canteen. Back to you, Sunan.
Wow, that's really a feast for our eyes. Thank you for the brilliant tour. And due to your guidance, we've got a better understanding of this international city in South America. Thank you. So how long have you been there? Could you talk more about your job?
Yes, I've been here for 4 years, and our job here is to inspect the construction of the railways under the signed agreements with a value of $2.5 billion between China and Argentina. Our first project in Argentina began in 2014 when the two countries decided to upgrade their relationship to a comprehensive strategic partnership. The project is to renovate Argentina's Belgrano Freight Railway. As of now, we have accomplished renovation of 1,400 kilometers of railway, almost finishing the contracted distance of 1,750 kilometers. We have also exported 107 locomotives and 3,500 wagons. The Belgrano Freight Railway renovation project has enhanced connection to 7 provinces along the line and boosted its rail freight volume by 5-fold compared to its 2014 level. Last year, China and Argentina reached new agreements with a total value of more than $4 billion to help the Southern American country to strengthen its railway infrastructure. Our company, CMAC, is one of the enterprises who signed the agreements. With new investments bringing in green solutions and jobs to boost its railway network, Argentina stands to gain from its lower logistical cost and increasing competitiveness of its agriculture exports. Back to you, Sunan.
Amazing. You and your colleagues are really doing big jobs.
I'm very honored to be part of this.
Yeah, I saw you are already at the door of your canteen, right?
Yes.
Okay, we will play a video when you enter the canteen for the viewers. The video is recorded by Chen's colleagues in 2019 to celebrate the 70th anniversary of the founding of People's Republic of China. Let's take a look. in Buenos Aires. Hi Chen, you mentioned you have been working there for 4 years. Could you share with us one of your most remarkable experiences?
Sure. To be honest, Spanish and local culture were total alien to me 4 years ago, but now I have fully adapted to the work and job. I think what happened last year was my most impressive experience. In early March, when the epidemic in Argentina was not that severe last year, we predicted that the pandemic would have an impact on our project. So we decided to set off immediately to our construction site in northern Argentina. We plan to make a thorough inspection of on-site construction of the railway line. But 1 week after we arrived there, Argentine government has announced a nationwide lockdown due to the spread of the pandemic. All flights within Argentina was canceled at that time, and all trans-provincial highways were also closed. So we could neither inspect the railway construction nor go back to Buenos Aires. We were just stuck there waiting for the lockdown to ease. Unexpectedly, we overstayed for 7 months in the temporary dormitory until last October. You can imagine how hard life was. When I finally got back to Buenos Aires, I deeply felt the pandemic's impact on our work and life. I was impressed by our motherland's capacity to control the pandemic in such a short time. I also admired that my friends in China were able to resume their normal work and life while I was stranded. I was so proud of China's strength. Back to you, Sung-Nan.
Right, it's truly a hard and impressive experience for you. It's incredible of you to go through all of this by overcoming all kinds of difficulties caused by the pandemic. We know that China and Argentina have reached an important consensus on cooperation in the development and use of vaccines. And batches of Sinopharm vaccines have been delivered to Argentina. So, have you and your colleagues got vaccinated? And what prevention measures have you carried out while continuing working there?
Yes, all my colleagues here and I have got vaccinated. So we feel pretty safe now. At the very beginning of the pandemic, our headquarters sent epidemic prevention and medical packages to us. We have also attended several rounds of online prevention training given by medical experts invited by our company. As I mentioned before, we were asked to work from home to avoid crowds in the office building. I think we are both materially and spiritually supported so that we can carry out work cautiously but optimistically. Although the pandemic has caused difficulties to our work, we feel safe and not worry so much about the pandemic. Back to you, Sung-Nan.
Yeah, good to know that you got vaccinated and you feel safe there. Please take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Now, let's talk more about the Mid-Autumn Festival. How different is it to celebrate such a festival away from China?
Sure, it's my first Mid-Autumn Festival here in Argentina. Before the pandemic, our company would organize activities and host banquets for the employees. My colleagues and I would get together and make dumplings, or just hang out and dine at Chinese restaurants. At night, we usually walked along the river under the moon. Of course, we also ate mooncakes sent by our company. As Chinese saying goes, on festive occasions, more than ever, we think of our dear ones far away. It's true that I miss my family on such festival for family reunion. Before, I could spend the day with my colleagues and I felt very happy, which made the day easier. But after the pandemic, I truly miss my family more. I hope I can fulfill my duty here smoothly and can return to China as scheduled. Back to you, Sung-Nan.
It's touching. Hope you can finish your work as scheduled and come back for a family reunion as you wish. So you
Thank
will
you.
spend the Mid-Autumn Festival on your own. Do you have special plans for yourself?
Sure, I think I will give a video call to my family, that's for sure. And this year, our company will also send us mooncakes, so eating the cake will be special. And I think I will feed myself a feast by making local barbecues. I also plan to watch the to watch the recorded broadcasting of Mid-Autumn Festival Gala and watch the view from my window under the moon. Maybe that's all. Nothing special, but life is like this, isn't it? Back to you, Sunan.
Yeah, great. Thanks for sharing. So hope you can enjoy a
Thank you.
barbecue for the festival. And my last question, do you want to take this opportunity to say something to your family? You can speak Chinese for this part if you'd like.
Yes. 爸爸妈妈和小思，中秋节快乐！我在这边一切都好，不用担心。还有几个月就可以回国了，时间很快。你们要保重身体，祝一切顺利。That's all. Back to you, Sunan.
Thank you very much. I want to send our festival greetings to you and your colleagues. 你们辛苦了，中秋快乐！ Take care and happy Mid-Autumn Festival.
谢谢，中秋节快乐 ！Happy Mid-Autumn Festival. Feliz Fiesta de la Luna.
As Mr. Chen just mentioned, there's this Chinese saying, on festive occasions, more than ever, we think of our loved ones far away. Through talking with him, I can feel his strong desire to reunite with family. At the same time, I get the sense that he has hidden much of that desire behind his commitment to his job. He represents one of the many ordinary folks out there who, with hard work, make the world better every single day. Thank you so much, Mr. Chen, and let's hope that one of these days you'll finally enjoy the family together you deserve. If you're just joining us, you're watching the China Daily Mid-Autumn Special, Time to Bond. Our next step is the United States, so we will be back soon. Take a look at this short video. Welcome back to China Daily App's May-Autumn Festival Special, Time to Bond. You can watch us on China Daily website, China Daily app, Facebook, Twitter, Weibo, and other social media platforms. It's 9:30 p.m. Beijing time, and we're coming to you live from China's capital city. Our guest is Zhang Jiadi, a photographer and guitar teacher living in the US right now. Let's get started. Hello, Jiadi. I'm Song Nan with China Daily. Welcome to our program. Could you introduce yourself to the audience?
Hello, Song Nan. Hey, how are you? Hello, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Zhang Jiadi, and I'm a guitar teacher and a photographer. I'm right now in California. I'm in San Francisco right now. Here is almost 7:30 in the morning. So look at my back. Here, there's the sun is going to rise up. And I used to live in Beijing, and from 2009 and 2011. I joined the exchange program, and that's my first time to come to America. And I was doing the internship here, and after that, I started working in Beijing. And I came to visit United States for vacation every year. So the last time I came here is 2019. I was, just doing my regular vacation, and I would just celebrate the Christmas and the New Year with my friends in America. And then, I planned a road trip. I was trying to cross the United States, just like a road trip. But the coronavirus, COVID-19, the outbreak in all over the world. So my other flights were canceled at that time. So I just couldn't go back to China. So I told myself, like, I probably, continue my road trip there. So I just doing my road trip at that time, but the coronavirus getting serious in America at that time last year when I was on the road. So I decided to change my plan. That I was about to go to the different cities, but I changed my plan to go to the different national parks because I tried to protect myself and get away from the crowded people. So I started my wildlife, started living in the wild by myself and I cook for myself and live in a car. So for quite a long time, I spend the time with myself and, but I did cross the whole country twice last year.
Okay, that sounds like quite an adventure. And you have first-hand experience in living with a pandemic in the US. Could you tell us what it's been like for you?
Oh, yeah, sure. I did witness the entire process, the COVID-19, spreading in American. And, from the beginning and to the, the number growing really fast until the government, the people trying to, take serious about COVID-19, trying to stop it. But, the number is, kept growing. But for myself, my purpose is trying to protect myself during that time, because from my own experience, I'm doing the best. Even though I've been to a lot of places, I was doing a road trip, but most of the time I spend my most time in the wild. Like I said, it's like really, really wild life. I did met some people, like local people, and like some tourists. American tourists at that time. I think in the beginning, most American, they don't take serious about the coronavirus because a lot of people, they don't really wear the mask. I think because wear mask is kind of weird for them. And plus, about their culture, about their habits, they're not like us, like for me, I watch the news from China. I know it's getting serious. There are more and more cases happening in China, and there's a lot of people, get sick, even die from it. So we really take serious about it, right? So, so because of that, most of the Chinese people, we do be very careful. So I was really careful. I was really, really, like, but that time, another thing is, it's really hard to buy the protection products in American. For example, I don't really have the mask. I don't have nothing to protect myself at the first beginning. So I really like cannot to get close to the people. So I basically choose to social distancing at that time. So live in a completely wild lifestyle. So it's really, really, really wild. And after that, more and more people are starting to uh, take serious about the COVID-19, and especially after the vaccine, the more and more people get vaccinated. But some people, after they take vaccine, they choose to take off their mask again. So this is not right. But, I mean, some people do, some people not. So right now, like the cases in America is still not growing really fast. That's what I think about it. Yeah.
Right. So, are there any memorable stories you would like to share with us?
Oh, yes, yes. The last year, that this one really, really very special experience for me, because I did like almost 1 year, like 10 months road trip. So and it's totally like wild lifestyle, and I really experienced a lot of amazing experience, amazing stories, and I have a lot of memorable moments. And for example, like I always, like almost every morning I wake up, I realize I found out there's different animals around me. Usually like a lot of like deers, sometimes like the bison. They're really some of them just eating the grass around me, and um, every day I spend a lot of time, to watch the sky, watch the clouds, and exploring the nature, especially at the nighttime. At nighttime there's almost always like 4 stars in the sky. It's like I can really, really see the Milky Way by my naked eyes. So I think the most of the memorable experience for me is contact with the nature and animals. So there one time I was in I was in the California. So there's a national park called Death Valley. Oh, okay. So at that time, actually, because of COVID-19, there's no tourists around there. So there's me and the only French family. They're there. Okay. So I saw them. I was trying to because we're the only people in that whole national park. So we just say hi to each other, start to talk. So they're a French family, and they have a mom, dad, and 2 kids. Okay, so the 4 people, the whole family was doing the road trip around the world, but they just like me. They got stuck in America because of COVID-19. They were about to go to Mexico, but they cannot go there. They're stuck in America. So we, start to talk, and the little girl, she was around like 15 years old, and she just bought a guitar, and her mother said, "Oh, she's learning guitar by herself by watching the video." And I told her like, I'm a guitar teacher. Probably, I can teach her. So that's pretty fun. So the next morning, we meet each other in the same place to watch the sunrise together. And she bring her guitar, and I brought my guitar. So I did a guitar lesson, during the sunrise, and it's such a beautiful moment for me because I never did a guitar lesson under the sunrise in somewhere in the wild. So I feel like so amazing. It's really, really, really beautiful moment for me, both for me and for her family, for the little girl. I guess we will never forget the moment, in our life. So that's really, 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 beautiful thing in my life. And I think, nothing can stop this, the kind of friendship, the communication between the people in the world. And the most amazing thing is that the music, is kind of a connection which can connect people that you don't know each other, you never met each other, but and you got really something amazing happen between us. So that's really wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great story. So, any plans to return to China in the near future?
Yes, actually, last year I was planning to go back to China. I was checking the tickets online all the times, but that time that all the flights were canceled in the beginning, and after that, there's like a kind of like one flight, two flights once a week or twice a week. But it's really really hard to get the tickets, and the tickets are extremely and ridiculous expensive. So and plus this very very, I would say it's a little bit dangerous in the airport because people get crowded in the airport and it's indoors. And some people maybe they don't wear the mask, so I think I don't really want to to go to that kind of situation for myself. So I'm trying to wait and stay and wait. So I tell myself like I had to continue my life here and keep going with my job. So I choose to teach my students online and doing something here. So right now, I still have something I didn't finish. So once I get finished everything here, I will choose to buy tickets and go back to China.
Right, right. So, is there anyone or anything in China that you really miss at the moment?
Oh yes, I do. I mean, of course. So there's so many things I miss from China. Like first of all, it's my parents. I miss my parents so much because I haven't met them for almost 2 years. And and I miss my family, all the family members, and I miss my students. Because I used to have a lot of students there. Some of the adults, some of the kids. Are really cute. I used to teach them face to face, but now right now I'm teaching them online. And also I miss the food, the Chinese food. So, but I try to protect myself that so I never go to the restaurants at that time. So I choose to cook for myself. I mean, I never cooked for myself before 2019, but right now I can really really cook very very delicious and the original Chinese food. So yeah, I mean there's a lot of things I really miss them. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Do you want to take this opportunity to say something to them? You can speak Chinese if you'd like.
Oh yeah, sure, that'd be great. Okay，首先呢，我想借助这个机会啊，谢谢中国日报能够给我这样的一个机会，跟所有的人、所有的亲朋好友们，还有学生们在这个平台去交流啊。然后呢，首先我想对我的爸爸妈妈说，儿子非常的想念你们啊，希望你们能够照顾好身体。我觉得最重要的是身体健康，然后更重要的是开开心心，因为好的心情能够让你们虽然儿子不能陪在你身边，但是希望你们好的心情能够每天伴你们度过，要享受每一天。同时呢，我也想对我的学生们说，虽然我不能跟你们见面面对面上课，但是希望音乐依然可以陪伴你们。希望你们能够享受音乐，像我一样，即使在大自然里面，即使是一个人，音乐能够陪伴我，让我能度过那段艰难的时期。所以我们希望音乐可以一直陪伴你们。然后另外呢，我也想对我所有的朋友们说，包括我在我的工作室音乐私塾的伙伴们去讲，就是疫情虽然说对我们的生活有很大的影响，然后呢，给我们可能每个人都带来一些不方便和甚至一些所谓的苦难，但是我们一定要就是在逆境中前行。因为我觉得无论怎样，我们都可以享受当下。无论怎样，我们都要追逐自己喜欢做的事情。在任何情况下，只要我们内心足够坚强，然后我们 抱有希望，然后我觉得一切都可以过去，一定要在逆境中前行。然后我一直在坚持自己，也希望每个人都可以坚持自己喜欢做的事情。OK， 然后最后呢，想祝主持人包括所有今天观看本次节目的观众朋友们中秋节快乐！
谢谢，祝你中秋节快乐。I also wish you a happy Mid-Autumn Festival. So, as you are a guitar teacher, could you play a little something or perhaps sing a song for the audience?
Yes, sure. I have a guitar with me right now, and because it's a Chinese Mid-Autumn Festival, so I would love to play a very, very famous song about the moon. So in the Chinese name is called 月亮代表我的心.
Okay.
你问我爱你有多深，我爱你有几分？你去想一想，你去看一看，月亮代表我的心。你问我爱你有多深，我爱你有几分？我的情不移，我的爱不变，月亮代表我的心。轻轻的一个吻，已经打动我的心，深深的一段情，叫我思念到如今。你问我爱你有多深，我爱你有几分？你去想一想，你去看一看，月亮代表我的心。谢谢 ，Thank you.
Nice, what a beautiful song. I'm so glad that you could join us. Thank you so much, and bye for now.
Bye, thank you.
Without music, we can truly end our program on a high note, right? Seriously though, what a show! These interviews have highlighted the many different traditional Chinese values at the heart of the Mid-Autumn Festival. Love and devotion to family, reuniting with the people we care about, and much more. That's why we celebrate this holiday. We believe in Chinese culture. We believe our culture can cross oceans and mountains and touch people around the world. No matter where you are, we wish you a happy Mid-Autumn Festival. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!
Mid-Autumn Festival is the biggest traditional festival in autumn in China. Chinese New Year, Tomb Sweeping Day, Dragon Boat Festival, and Mid-Autumn Festival are four major traditional Chinese festivals. The 15th day of the 8th lunar month every year celebrates the Mid-Autumn Festival. It witnesses the full moon and family reunion.